Hey guys, Triple B here! With the recent release of the new set Crown Zenith, we got a very interesting card in Radiant Eternatus. I did run a poll on the channel to see what decks you guys want to see built with it, and the first one that came up was Duraludon VMAX. But first, we're just going to look at this card a little bit. Radiant Eternatus has a very interesting ability in Climactic Gate. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you get to search your deck for 2 Pokemon VMAX and put them right onto your bench. It does end your turn, but being able to cheat out 2 evolution Pokemon like that, it's pretty effective, especially if you can do it on your first turn going first. Your opponent doesn't even have time to get set up into something, it goes back to you. You've already got VMAXs on the board, it's pretty powerful. It does have an attack in Power Beam. We don't have any way to get it charged up in this deck, but it does 200 damage for a fire, a dark, and a colorless. So it is pretty cool to have, and could definitely be an interesting inclusion in some decks to be able to use as an attacker. For our attackers in the deck though, we're looking at 2 copies of Duraladon VMAX. So we're able to cheat this out only with the Eternatus. We don't run any Vs in this deck, just the VMAXs. Duraludon VMAX has the ability Skyscraper. You get to prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks of your opponent's Pokemon that have any special energy attached to them. I'm sure you've seen this card before, but it's definitely a powerhouse, and with so many Lugia running around at the moment, it's a very effective Pokemon to be running. Its attack, Gmax Pulverization, does 220 damage for 1 fighting and 2 steel energy, and it ignores any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So things like Miltank, they have an effect that says you don't do any damage to them, you can just go right through it and completely ignore it and do full damage. The other one it's going to be good against is Gudra Vstar. That's starting to see quite a bit of play. It takes less damage after it's done its attack. We're going to ignore that and do the full 220 to it. Our next attacker we've got in the deck is Flying Pikachu Vmax. So this is very helpful against basic decks. Has the attack Max Balloon, does 160 damage for 1 lightning and 2 colorless energy. During your opponent's next turn, you prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So things like Regigigas that are running around, we use this attack. Nothing else in play for them to kind of gust around to get around the effect. We're effectively invincible for that game. Same with Lost Box. They've got a lot of single prize attackers that are all basics. We can just negate them completely by using this attack, and it's also got free retreat, so it's a nice pivot Pokemon to be able to use also. The final VMAX Pokemon we're going to be running is Espeon VMAX. So Espeon has a really effective ability in Solar Revelation. Prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to all of your Pokemon that have any energy attached to them. So the Pikachu and the Duraludon, they're pretty big, but there's things like a Veltal running around that can just straight up knock things out. So Duraludon, if they've got special energy, it ignores damage, but it doesn't ignore effects. With Espeon though, we're going to be ignoring effects too. Also has a very powerful attack in Max Mindstorm. For 1 psychic and 2 colorless energy, this attack is going to do 60 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Arceus Duraludon starting to see quite a bit of play, as well as Lugia running around. They both tend to put quite a bit of energy in play. If they've got 5 energy, you're doing 300 in damage. 6, you're doing 360, you're knocking anything out in the format. It's a very effective attack to be able to use, and a really great ability to be able to sneak out as well. For another attacker, we do also have 1 copy of Cramorant. Just helps fix up some numbers, since we are going to be running a Lost Box engine in here. So as long as you've got 4 cards in the Lost Zone, you get to ignore the attack cost of this Pokemon and just do 110 damage. So Duraludon doing 220, it's not quite enough to knock things out. Same with Pikachu doing 160. They're not great numbers, so Cramorant's just effective to be able to go, hey, maybe I didn't get the Eternatus off, or you don't have enough energy attached to your VMAXs to attack. Cramorant's just a really great alternative to go for. The rest of the deck, we're looking at 1 copy of Oranguru, so it has Primate Wisdom, lets you switch a card from your hand with the top of your deck. It's really good, so if you've got a VMAX in your hand, you can't get it out of your deck with Eternatus, but you just swap it from your hand back into your deck, and then all of a sudden Eternatus is going to be getting it out. We've also got 4 copies of Comfey to set up into that Lost Zone engine. It's just the best way we have to charge up our attackers. We've got quite a few different energy, being Lightning, Psychic, Steel, and Fighting. Being able to use Comfey's Flower Selecting ability, you get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 into your hand, 1 into the Lost Zone. It sets up into Mirage Gate, so once you've got 7 things in the Lost Zone, you get to search your deck for 2 basic energy of different types and attach them to your Pokemon. It's just a really great combination. Downside with Eternatus though, we're going to hop back here. It's only when you're playing it from hand. So if you start with Eternatus, you're not going to be able to use its ability. But since we're running Comfeys, we need a lot of ways to get things switching around. We're going to be running 4 copies of Scoop Up Net. So if we unfortunately start with an Eternatus, we just Scoop Up Net it and put it right back down. The other nice thing about having Scoop Up Nets Lets us recycle the Comfeys, and we've got one copy of Pumpkaboo as well, so it lets us reuse that. Pumpkaboo is just really effective since our Espeon's got an ability, our Duraludon's got an ability, and if there's a Path to the Peak, we can't even use Radiant Eternatus, so it's really effective to have a searchable way to counter their stadium, and then we can just scoop up net it and repeatedly use it if we wanted to. Something to keep in mind with this deck though is the prize trade. So we've got Vmaxes, they give up 3 prizes. Effectively, we want to make it so our opponent has to knock out at least 2 Vmaxes. With all these single prize Pokemon, it can get a little bit awkward if they knock out a Comfey, an Eternatus, a Pumpkaboo. If they're going for the easy numbers, it's not great for us. So that's where the scoop up nets come in handy. We can let them knock out 2 single prizers and then just use scoop up nets to pick everything else up. For those last 4 prizes, they've got to take out 2 Vmaxes. It's just a really great way to make our opponents really fight for those prizes. For the trainer lineup though, we're looking at pretty standard Lost Box stuff here. We've got 4 copies of Battle VIP Pass just to set up our bench early, get those Comfeys in play, maybe cheat out an Eternatus if we've got Scoop Up Net, then we just Scoop Up Net it, check it back down, get our Vmaxes. For Switch cards, we do have the Escape Ropes and the already mentioned Scoop Up Nets, as well as just 2 straight up copies of Switch. 1 copy of Heavy Ball, just in case our Eternatus is prized, we do need to get it out of there since we have no other way to set up the Vmaxes. Would be nice to have a second one, but the deck space is a little bit tight as it is, and then 4 Mirage Gate. Rest of it's pretty standard stuff. We've got Ordinary Rod, Pal Pad for recovery, Training Court just to be able to get some energy back from the discard, some Gust in 3 copies of Boss, and then for draw support, we're looking at 4 copies of Colress's Experiment. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put 3 of them into your hand, 2 of them into the Lost Zone, just another way to get the Mirage Gate online. And since we are running the Single Strike Duraladon, we've got some Single Strike cards that can also help out. So if we can't get the Eternatus off, we do have Single Strike Mustard that can also cheat out the Vmax from the deck. So you can only play it when it's the last card in your hand, but you get to search your deck for a Single Strike Pokemon and put it right onto your bench. Doesn't specify basic, so we can be getting the Vmax with it. Once that's done, we also get to shuffle our deck and then draw 5 cards. So it's an effective way to cheat out a Pokemon and get some draw support. Nice thing too, it's not ending our turn like Eternatus does, so we could get this out, maybe using a Mirage Gate, attach for a turn, and then switch into it and be attacking with the Duraludon. It's a really great card to have in the deck, as well as 1 copy of Karen's Conviction. So this is only going to impact your Single Strike Pokemon, being the Duraludon, but during this turn, your Single Strike Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage for each prize that your opponent's taken to the active Pokemon. So Duraludon only does 220 damage, but we're effectively making our opponent take all of our prizes. So if they've knocked out 2 single prizers and 1 Vmax, they've taken 5 prizes, we use Karen's Conviction, all of a sudden Duraludon's doing 320 damage, we can be taking out a Mew Vmax in one shot. It's pretty great to be able to do that. And then for tool cards, we've got 1 copy of Air Balloon, as well as 2 copies of Big Parasol, just another way to prevent effects of attacks done to our Pokemon. So if you don't go for the Espeon VMAX, if you just focus on 2 Duraludons, it's just a good way to prevent a Veltal, as well as damage counters from Stabilize from coming out. For our energy lineup, we're looking at 3 copies of Fighting Energy, 2 copies of Lightning, 7 Steel Energy, and then just 1 copy of Psychic. Not very often you're going to be attacking with Espeon, but it is nice to have the option in there. That's the deck list. If you like it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you know more shenanigans like this is coming out. Well, let's hop on ladder and see how we go with this tonight though. Okay, there we go. This is a busted hand. This is what I like to see. Wish we were going first. What are we looking at here? DTE, Lost City, Choice Belts. I'm genuinely not sure. Like this could be some Snorlax list, I'm thinking, seeing the DTE. Radiant Dur is 50-50. Yeah, I don't know. I want to like it. It's such a cool concept, and I want to like this deck. And it's got potential. And we're gonna find it, but... Oh, Mew, right. Oh, like, what am I looking at? DTE's Lost City? It's Mew. The answer is Mew. Okay, so we need to get you back into the deck. We're just going double Dura on this. Espeon, I don't think is relevant. So yeah, we Quick Ball, get Oranguru, other Dura's in there, neat. Pikachu, you're doing nothing in this matchup. Like, Espeon, I guess, could be doing some damage output, but I think we just want Dura, because he just goes down and it goes, hey, do you have Path? It hurts you, but you're not hurting me unless you get it. And I like that. we need Parasol in this match? But I don't think they have any effects we're concerned about. They go through our effect. It's hard in terms of one, not drawing your VMAX or prizing E-turn, because farm for the heavy balls is tough. Might put Peonia at this point. Nah, I think just double heavy ball is plenty. I don't know. Like, if you're seeing that it needs it, 100% your call to make. But I feel like Peonia, it's just the same thing, right? Oh, we get this. Because Peonia, then you're trying to dig for that. We get this, we get this. Like, that is genuinely tempting, but no, we're gonna just Oranguru that back in, right? We've got essentially 2 counter stadiums if they do go for the path. We're getting our Eternatus off already, so I think we're sitting pretty. Yeah, double heavy ball works too. Do you run a Flying Pikachu in yours? Nice, nice. Might put Thornton. What would you put Thornton for? You don't have any basics. Oh, are you running the basics of the Vs? Like, do you have a basic Pikachu V? Yeah, I just went all in on not just Vmax. What's a V? I ain't got those. Okay, we've got 4 there. We don't have a Colress at the moment. We get that. 100% we get that. We can monkey away the Espeon. You've got Luminion and Drapion. Oh, that's not a bad shout. Three, 6. We need literally 1 more in there, which we can do. We can do it, guys. Hard retreat. 1 more thing. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. That's genuinely a bit of a difficult decision. No, we go. Yeah, we definitely go Balloon, right? Oh, we should have gone Colress. We should have gone Colress. We already did the attachment for turn. Retreating is nothing. We needed Colress to get into Scoop Up Net. Not even going to play the Training Court, just because I don't want to lose the counter stadium. We've got double Mirage Gate, we're fine. You're enjoying Kyogre Sky Sealstone more. More confident in it because you've been playing Kyogre a lot. Yeah, fair. That's fair. Okay, well here we definitely grab the Colress. That goes Fighting Steel. This goes... I guess just Steel. And then this will go there. We'll still hold off on the Training Court. We could boss him up just to put some damage into him, but also just spearing this feels fine. I think we're just going to do this and protect the boss. Because now it forces them where it's like, what are you going to do? If you want to hurt me, you've got to put down Path. Or you've got to start trying to set up another Mew to be able to copy Max Miracle. And if you try to do that, I just get a boss and I boss it up and bonk. Oh, poor Mew. Poor Mew. I wanted to see how that one played out. Well, I guess we did. It played out poorly for them. We go first and we pop off. Sweet. Okay, so we've got Quick Ball. Probably Quick Ball the Steel Energy, get into Eternatus. Up Stadium, Double Turbo Energy, Serenas? Arceus something? Oh, Lugia. Ooh. I think we keep that. Like, losing the energy sucks, but we can get it back. Same with that and the boss. Losing the boss sucks, but we've got 2 others. And then yeah, from here I'm thinking we just quick ball this away, since now we've got 2 energies in the discard. Please, oh, it's prized. That's not good. Okay. Heavy ball's still in there. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Oranguru for heavy ball? Show me the heavy ball. Well, actually, that not bad either. That's an out. Not a great out, but an out. Okay, up against Lugia though, even if we don't... Okay, no. Complicates things. But even if we don't get it out first turn, as long as we get into the Duraludon VMAXs, the Lugia can't really do anything into them. But like, we kind of want to get Dura Espeon and then just an energy on both of them. Having the mustard too is kind of cool because it does give us the out that we can use Eternatus, get into Dura Espeon mustard for the other Dura, and then just go like, yeah, you gotta deal with 2 Duras. And they can both be immune to Yveltal. Or you can try and focus down the Espeon, but like, you're burning through all your powerful energies, right? Like, this is 220 with 4 powerful energies, 300, Choice Belt 330 gets a knockout on the Espeon. Or you're burning Yveltal's attack onto it. And then Duraladon just comes up and kills it and goes, okay, now what? But having to get it out of the prizes is a little bit complicated. The game is definitely making us work tonight. Don't get me wrong, I respect it, but... Get that, get that, get that. The game is definitely making us work tonight. Okay, can I even afford to get rid of more energy here? Yeah, like, I think we checked that on top. We got into the scoop up net at least. We scoop up that, this goes active. We'll do the Ordinary Rod just to shuffle that Karen back in, as it could be very handy for the Duraludon to be able to one-shot Lugias. We haven't used any... Lost owned any? No, so that's 2, 5. That's just about to proc. But at the moment, we just need to dig for that heavy ball, so yeah, scoop of net. Heavy ball just does not want to show up. Well, Mirage Gate's online at least. What is going on? Okay. Yeah, I guess we just passed there. Like, does the mustard have any value in this deck? I feel like we just always have heaps of cards in our hand. But the situation where we'd be able to get down to it, like, it could come in very clutch. Like, looking at our hand size right now, it's massive, right? And it's not like we have Ultra Ball where we can just bin stuff, fail. Cool, there's nothing. Mustard. Whereas, like, Arctura, you can get that kind of play off. Like, play Quick Ball to get something out. Use Ultra Ball, get rid of things. Thanks very much for the follow. Cash, how's it going? Happy Monday, man. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't know if the mustard's justified. Or maybe it's just a second heavy ball. Will we get about to get slapped by the bluefish? Kind of fine with this though. Frees up our bench space. We just, yeah, we need to Colress and get into that heavy ball. If we Colress, we get into that heavy ball, we get Eternatus. There's only one thing in our bench. Throw it down. Get these out, so we're gonna have to Oranguru this back in. Although, as it stands right now, we put these two out. They just go bench a Veltal, attach DTE, accelerate the energy out to it, Serena up the Duraludon, kill it. Because we can't attach energy or the Parasol when we, or if we manage to get that heavy ball play off. Which it does not seem like is happening. Alright. Like, it's giving us everything except... There we go. Thank you. Thank you, game. Too rushed. Oh, Pokemon, you're just cruel sometimes. Okay, and now we do this, and it's just going to switch with the other Duraludon? No? Okay. That's at least something. Okay. How are we looking energy-wise? We've got 3 steel in hand. 1 and 1 there. We're alright for energy. We throw this down, it gets the 2 Duraludons. We have the Parasols. I'm thinking he's going to try and just hard gust up that Duraludon though, so let's just attach an energy to this. At least we have a pivot retreat if we need. I guess we have escape rope for that as well, but I'm thinking we do this and Duraludon's just... But we need to put them both out. Next turn we go attach Mirage Gate, 1 attack, so online at least. Really? That's different. Okay. I thought for sure the Veltal was coming out. Well, they didn't put in a Veltal, which means we just boss that up and kill it. Vulpix Vstar though. Is it its Vstar attack that does like the damage scaled up based on abilities in play? Google it quick. I remember it has like some kind of nutty attack. So Shadow Mirage 160, this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects. Okay, so they've got a shred attack to get through Duraludon. That's interesting actually. And then it's V-Star power is the big attack. But they can get through our Duraludon. Okay. So do we do that and then we just gust up their Vulpix? Like that seems like more of a threat, right? We gust that up, we give this a Parasol. We should be alright. Yeah. So their answer to get around it was, well, for some reason, Bolt. I feel like a Velpil is just always the answer, but yeah, I guess if they don't have the Lost Vacuum to get rid of it, that's the play. Okay, Monkey Balloon again. Not bad, not great. Drapion. Like, do we Oranguru this back into the deck? Like, I'm thinking we go like that. Yeah, you've been testing it in Lost Box? It's your next contender for IC? Like, people just fear this. Declare Eternatus, turn 1. Okay, scoop. Interesting. Oh no. Well, we do that so we don't get, like, donked. So theoretically next turn, if this survives, we Comfey, we Colress, that puts us at 4. We get into another Comfey. Another Comfey, Colress, out to Eternatus. And Oranguru. Reprint Pokemon Communication, please, guys. I want these in the deck. And I want other Pokemon. We got a crab! Crab popping up in the chat, guys. Alright, up against Giratina, how do we play this one out? We likely want to get Espeon in play so they can't Star Requiem us. Right, because that's an effect. As long as we have energy on our Vmaxes, they're not getting just deleted. They're out of range of this big attack. Does 280. This has 330. Espeon's only got 310. Pikachu's got 310. Well, we wouldn't be playing Pikachu. We'd be going one of this, one Espeon. But yeah, with the choice belt, that would be able to one-shot an Espeon. Okay, and they're gonna take out our Cramorant. Alright, a little duck-on-duck warfare. I see how it is. I see how it is. They got a shiny duck. They think they're better than us. Like, granted, they are, but like, still. Okay. We've got some stuff. We've got some things. Is that the play, though? Dear God, I think it is. But like, need that? Do we need that? We need a way to get these in the deck still. I don't know that we need that yet. Quick ball to get the Oranguru though. Wall Stoning's 2 steel. Risky. We've got 1 in hand. I don't know. Is he gonna bite us in the ass? Probably. Almost definitely, actually. But we quick ball that away. Gets it in the discard. We can at least get it back in with Rod. We've got 2 steel in deck. And yeah, I think we go for this. Going for the E-turn right now, literally doing us nothing. If we do that, we just pay the retreat, get some more things in the Lost Zone, gets us another target for Ordinary Rod. Right. I just Oranguru'd that. We keep him. Actually, I guess we could have Lost Zone and gone for the escape rope. It gets us a switch, and we are going to be trying to go for the Espeon anyways. We don't need both of these. That was probably the wrong call there. Get that, definitely get that. Actually, maybe not the Pal Pad. Boss might be more benefit. Triple boss? Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's excessive. Just looks so cool, though. Now we need a out for the turn now. Football. Losing another Mirage Gate though. That's a lot of Mirage Gates. Yeah, we get rid of the Dura. We get this. That gets us Espeon and Dura. Because we do a little bit of monkey business. Please don't get Espeon. Thank you. Oh, that's really good value, actually. Really, really good. Okay. As long as they don't pull off Star Requiem this turn, these should be safe. We need to get these off our bench, though. He only needs 3 prizes now. That's getting charged up. We're definitely bossing it up. Well, we didn't have that before, I was going to say. Could have gone for that to Comfey again. Trying to think what we have in the deck for energy, though. So we need to hit... Yeah, technically fighting steel. If we do that, puts the fighting in, we should have another steel in the deck. Duraludon's online. Boss up the Giratina. Do we do that to protect the Espeon? I think so. Right? Because we don't want to risk this getting bossed in Star Requiem. And I think at this point we just start scooping things up so you can't cast single prizers. Because, like, he could gust that, kill it with Cramorant. Not that it helps him, he wants to be taking out the 3 prizers. But I think we should be safe. If they're not able to evolve that this turn, it's looking really good. So they did. They did the thing. Refresh Spotify? Easy. On it, man. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button just to let me know, and if you have any advice for the deck list, let me know in the comments down below. There should be a couple of other deck lists popping up on the screen right now, so why don't you check one of those out if you're in the mood for some more shenanigans. Till next time though, take care.